But in life there's crossroads, and it's like, family is the most important, and sometimes I got to remind myself of that. We're also providing things and doing work that is meaningful for our town, our community, everyone else.
Yep.
And at the same time, I'm building a great life for my family.
Yep.
Even though every second of the day, every minute of the day, I may not be able to be with them, but when we are together, it's amazing.
Valuable. Yep.
So.
All right, I am so excited to be back in Bellefontaine once again. I'm here with Adam, who is the owner of like 9 different things. And my man, I before we get started, thanks for taking the time out to do this.
Thanks for having me today, man.
And I'm impressed. Like, I'm impressed with everything you guys do here in Bellefontaine, and I want to know everything. I want to know the history. I want to know how it got started. I want to know how it's grown. Like, I just want to know so much. I'm like a sponge with this stuff. So give us an overview of like who you are, what you do, and where we're at, and why this place is so important to you.
I know you've been in Bellefontaine now lately, capturing some stuff. So excited to be on here. And I grew up in a small town, Coldwater, Ohio. Actually, graduated the other lake, Grand Lake St. Mary's. We've got Indian Lake here, but it's the other lake here, about an hour away. And started selling billboards of all things.
Selling billboards?
Yeah, with Jason Duff. I was working at a small boutique advertising agency in Lima, and started doing the billboard thing with Jason, and then a lot of our work was happening in Bellefontaine, and I'm like, dude, I want to own a bar someday. He's like, are you crazy? And when my wife and I were driving downtown Bellefontaine, she's like, what in the heck are we doing here? And so it is quite amazing to now fast forward about 11 years later and see all the magic that's kind of happened over that last decade or so.
Magic is the right word for that, for sure. So I was doing a little stalking, and it looked like you have some educational background as well too. I'm always curious because I know from watching you and following you, you were a true bred entrepreneur, right? I know a lot of entrepreneurs push back against like traditional educational system or traditional like college and stuff like that. So how old are you? When did you go to school, and how do you feel like that benefited you in your entrepreneur journey?
Yeah, so I am 36 years old and went to Bowling Green, studied marketing and visual communication technology, which is new media, kind of like what you're in, websites, video, that kind of thing, marketing. And
straight out of high school?
Straight out of high school, yeah. Got in with a corporate job right out of college, and had I not got laid off in 2008 when the economy went like this, the housing market, it was with a great company, Emerson, out of Sydney, Copeland. They make the compressors there. I was in the corporate marketing department and building a lot of good contacts, relationships. And had that not happened, I'd probably still be trying to climb that corporate ladder,
Man.
So it was a great blessing in disguise, because when I came here to Main Street, it was amazing to be able to just see the impact. You didn't have to do PowerPoint slides and go to meetings upon meetings. You make a decision, and you can see the impact of that decision the next day. And that's when I realized that entrepreneurship was kind of in my DNA and in my blood.
Good deal. So a lot of people, we're sitting here. It's Tuesday morning. A lot of people are at the 9 to 5 right now. You know what I'm saying? And nothing wrong with that. I respect 9 to 5s, but and you talked a little bit about it. But so as you're going to school, you're like, I got this career path in mind. I'm going to work for these big companies, climb the ladder, do all this stuff. And then bam, here comes a blessing and a curse in disguise at the same time. And you start on this new path of entrepreneurship. So I'm curious to who influenced you, or was it anybody in your family, or was it, people you met? Like, who influenced you to take this path?
So I have always been a hard worker. I think that's in our DNA from Mercer County. Big farm boys, farmers, football players. A lot of folks enjoy hiring Mercer County people. And so that has always kind of been, in my background. But honestly, when I started doing the thing with Jason Duff, I got to give him mad props, because he probably influenced me the most. Just how much stuff was coming across his desk on a weekly basis, how much he was getting done. Our drive from just having a billboard company and a self-storage facility to then taking our first leap on that first building, and then using our marketing superpowers to create the brand and recruit the tenant and bring that business to life was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to actually do this myself. So when the building was set vacant for years and years, I said, man, this craft beer thing, something's going on with this craft beer thing. And me and Jeremy and Brian, who are now my partners at the time, we were doing some home brew. We were going over to Columbus to the different breweries. This is right when things were like, craft beer was IPA craze, right? And we would see a lot of Logan County people getting flights, getting growlers. Like, why the hell can't we have this here in Bellefontaine? But we had a lot of naysayers, a lot of friends even that said, man, no one's going to pay $6 for a pint of beer in Bellefontaine,
And this
Ohio.
was, so just for context, this was like 10 years ago, right?
This would have been 2014-ish.
Okay, so
we opened Brewfountain in 2015.
Okay.
So 8 years or so.
So, and one thing I love about entrepreneurs is the vision, right? So where we're sitting at right now, the Syndicate and Brewfountain next door, like this was your vision when people were hating on the idea.
Yeah, Brewfountain was the vision first.
Okay.
And then we had, that out of the gates was successful, and just, we couldn't appreciate our community more for becoming kind of the cheers bar, and we've got so many locals and regulars and out-of-towners on the weekends as well, just a great following.
Yeah.
We've got a great staff. We put out a great product, and it's a well-oiled machine now, and we're super, super proud of that. This has not been the case, so we started planning for the Syndicate where we're at today, probably in 2017, when we're like, man, all these people now know us for our beer, but now they love our food too. Our food is actually more in sales than the alcohol. So we said, dang, we need like a private event room, because people want to rent the patio. Well, it's too small. It's intimate. That's what drives kind of that business. It always looks busy, right? There's something about small. What I like to say is more is not always more,
right.
So people said, hey, can you cater our graduation party? Can you do catering? And can we rent your facility? So light bulb goes up, right? Entrepreneur, and says, we need to create another entity that can provide these opportunities, or we're leaving money on the table. So little did we know that, 3/4 of the way in, the global pandemic would hit when this was about to open, which just opened in August of 2020.
August of 2020. How many businesses opened in August 2020? Probably not very many. So awesome story, man. Super. I mean, and then again, like, from the few times I've been out here, there's always a story about how you guys are pivoting and mainly listening to your customers, right? If someone's calling saying, hey, can we rent something from you and we don't have it, what do? We make it, we create it, we make it possible for folks. So I had the privilege a few weeks back of coming in and sitting in on an interview. It was more or less a Q&A style. The mayor was here, Jason was here, and you guys were talking to a tour full of like 50 people, right? A lot of people,
Southeast.
Ohio Southeast. A lot of people ask, they come out here and they tour and they see downtown Bellefontaine. They say, this is amazing. This is beautiful. How do I get started, right? Where do I get the money to buy that first building? And I remember, you just hit on it, but I remember Jason sharing a story about how you guys went to banks and said, hey, we got this idea for this thing we want to build in Bellefontaine. And they said, no, right? And then I didn't know this, but you just talked about how you guys started the storage facility and the sign company and used those funds to fund
Cash
these
flow.
projects,
Yep.
right? I get goosebumps talking about that just because I think that's such a powerful story.
Think this was before my time, but I think Jason, I think his bankers said, Jason, we need the type of businesses that are going to give you that monthly recurring revenue cash flow. And self-storage facilities, which he was a student in Ohio Northern. He saw all the students moving out in the summers and said, why, everyone wants to put their stuff somewhere. So he's got 5 facilities now, and then we've got 400 billboards in Ohio and Indiana that I manage.
Nice.
And so that's helped significantly and with the projects we've done downtown, no doubt. But the hustle is always there. I mean, you've got to keep those businesses going in order to support, everything else that we have on the real estate front.
Yep, good stuff, man. And it's funny, like if someone goes to your Facebook page, you've got like co-founder, this, that, all these different website links. I'm like, man, this dude is doing it. So it's like, it's funny that like when I do these interviews, they always turn into like little mini coaching sessions because like I always want to hear your story and like pull out the gold nuggets. But like I'm always struggling with something too, and I always like to be able to bounce ideas off people. So, you know, we're relatively the same age. I'm 33, you're 36. You got kids?
Yeah, 2 kids.
So like I've got 3, you've got 2. Yeah. We could use every excuse in the world of how busy life is.
Totally, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I am blown away by how much you guys get done out here, right? While at the same time, I struggle with, like, I've learned about myself, like, I want to do everything or I want to do multiple projects. I struggle with 2 things. A, I can't do them by myself. And B, I can only focus on one thing at a time. So with, like, those 2 caveats right there, like, how do you guys get so much done out here in Bellefontaine?
So I'm OCD, so very particular. I've got to have, you know, a lot of say, you work harder, but you also got to work smarter. So technology is your friend. You know, without my calendar, without my to-do list, with all the different things going on, I wouldn't know where I'm going, you know, tomorrow morning or this afternoon, actually, till I look. But so I'm very particular when it comes to that. I think it's kind of like prioritizing things in my mind. I can see things and where we need to put the time and effort now. And I guess one of my blessings is I can kind of see it before it happens, which helps kind of avoid some things, especially in this business, in the restaurant and bar business. There's always something that comes up last minute or we didn't think about. But you know, on the Small Nation front too, kind of running the sales and marketing for that organization, we've got great team players, team members that, you know the things that they need to get done. We do a daily huddle call every morning. So kind of as we're all commuting in, we will all share kind of 3 big takeaways from the previous day that we've done, and three big things that I'm focusing on today that maybe I need a support of another teammate. Maybe I'm sharing this because, Eric, you need to know in the division that you're running, this might be some overlap. And then we've got a 9 a.m. Marketing team meeting, and real estate has a 9:30 team meeting, which I'm not in. And so after those conversations and things, everybody's kind of, you know, got their task list and they're trucking. And then the next day, you know, there should be progress. If there's not progress, there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's accountability as well. But, you know, no doubt there's a lot of things going on. And you can always find an excuse for being too busy. You know, you're a parent, and I'm, you know, a lot of times there's got to be sacrifice though too. So unfortunately, sometimes that does fall, you know, to the family. But I gotta make up for it someday. So it might not be every day every night that I'm able to be as present as I want to be. But you know, in life there's crossroads, and it's like, you know, family is the most important, and sometimes I got to remind myself of that. We're also providing things and doing work that is meaningful for our town, our community, everyone else.
Yep.
And I'm at the same time I'm building a great life for my family.
Yep.
Even though every second of the day, every minute of the day, I may not be able to be with them, but when we are together, it's amazing.
Valuable. Yep.
So, you know, it's just in life, there's different things that you got to prioritize and where you want to go. And you know, no one has that magic answer.
Yeah.
Every family's different. Every person's different.
Well,
what works for you? You know.
You said a few different things that I want to point out. Communication is one. Talking amongst and two, the team, right?
Yeah,
so
communication's everything.
You know, I have 2 businesses, and one of them I have a partner in. That business does great, right? I have a partner. She does her thing. I do my thing. We work together well. And in the other business, I'm the Lone Ranger, and that's the one that struggles. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I just for you, like, so with all the businesses that you founded and that you're involved in, would you rather be the one Lone Range, like you own the business by yourself, or would you rather have a co-founder and team of people who are rocking and rolling with you?
So I've not really had a business that I only own myself, so that's kind of hard for me to answer.
Gold nugget takeaway, folks. Don't do it by yourself.
But I don't know. It works out pretty well. Like any relationship, you know, you're going to butt heads at times. But there's no way that I could do this alone, you know. I've got 2 great partners that help run the day-to-day operations so that I can focus on more of the high-level stuff in our business and growing more businesses with this entity, and then also what we're doing with Small Nation. So that works for me. And I kind of found the last couple of years, I've found my niche, I guess. And you've got to find the things that you're not good at. You've got to find, just like you mentioned, your partner, or you're the Lone Ranger. You've got to find people that complement you well. You've got to find, I'm not a great numbers guy. Got a, world-class CPA that I lean on and talk to almost every day, especially during COVID and everything, that it was just guiding me through that. You got your attorney, whatever those partners are, your marketing arm, whatever. What you're not good at, you've got to fill the gaps with. You can't try to do it all, or you're going to be subpar.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. And, one thing I definitely wanted to ask you is, with your background in, you're the VP of sales and marketing for Small Nation, right? Which is a huge title right there. So from your guys' perspective, what do you think has been the best form of marketing for you guys to let people know who Small Nation is and what you guys do? On
the Small Nation side of everything, word of mouth, man. There's a reason we give tours almost every few times a week at least. These people talk. It's not all the businesses we created either. We've got an amazing toy store, the Fun Company. We've got an amazing Wits frozen custard ice cream shop. We've got an amazing antique mall. We've got a world-class gym downtown. We've got all of these retail shops and boutique shopping experiences that have happened after the restaurants. So you've got to have the restaurants first. So you get 600 downtown, you get Brewfontaine, and these start building upon themselves. And then people want to shop before or after they eat. And then you got other entrepreneurs that are like, I heard of Bellefontaine. I'm feeling, you're never a prophet in your own town, right? So I'm feeling underappreciated, or I feel like, no one really respects me and my business in my town. Maybe they will in Bellefontaine. Honestly, it's not like we're out there poaching. But we will give them the tools and resources to be successful. Anyone can get a loan and buy a building. You need the operators of those businesses, the ones that are day in, day out making the magic happen and doing it because they're passionate about it and because they love it. Those are the people that we want to find. And we want to help them be successful, because at the end of the day, they make our town successful. That is what is helping downtown Bellefontaine thrive, But with Small Nation, people are hearing about Bellefontaine. And it's not, we spend some money on advertising when it makes sense, but honestly, people are hearing about the magic in downtown Bellefontaine, and they're coming to see it firsthand, and then they're telling 10 people, and they tell 10 people. And, like I said, when my wife and I moved here 11, 12 years ago, whatever it is now, it was a completely different town. And one where, should we move to the lake? Should we move to Urbana? And now it's like we wouldn't want to be anywhere else, especially when I can bring the kids in here. They're running around out there when the stage is going up. Like, man, I never had that as a kid. Like, my dad drove semi-truck and my mom drives a tow motor, And it's like, this is the stuff that's like, this is worth it. Like, they have no idea the amount of money on the line, or the amount of risk or sacrifice or sleepless nights that you have. They're running around in the beer garden. They have no idea. Like, someday you're going to be running this shit, Someday you're going to be running this.
Man, that's
and
good
that's
stuff.
What's like. That's where it's like that's what it's all about for me.
Man, that's it right there, man. That's good stuff, man. I take a look around, and if someone's watching and they haven't experienced just taking a stroll down the sidewalk, right? Just walking around. Like, even when we pulled up, it was 10 o'clock in the morning. I looked across. We hit McDonald's on the way into town, because, like, I'm from Springfield. You take a look at, like, breakfast. We got a couple small spots, but, like, we're just conditioned to just grab some fast food real fast. And then I got here, and your team offered me some breakfast pizza. I look across the street at the bakery, and I'm like, I'm going to eat again, just because I want to experience this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. So if you haven't been out here, like, come experience it. And, like, there's something out here that keeps pulling me back. Like, it is what it is. Like, today's my daughter's birthday, so it's like, we could have stayed home.
How old is she?
She's 5, right? The oldest. She's 5 years old. We're going to go spend the day with her. We got it planned out. But, like, I said, you know what? I'm going to bring my wife with me. We're going to go to the little kids store. We're going to buy her some toys, and then spend the morning doing something I enjoy doing, and then go home and spend time with the family. So
that's that balance.
That is,
sometimes
man.
It's hard, sometimes it's tough.
Yep, that's it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for your passion. Like, you and the energy you and Jason and your entire team puts off, like, is contagious. Like, it is. I've experienced it for myself, and I've got to watch other people come here and just be wowed about things that are going on, almost to the point where you go home and you feel bad about yourself, like, man, them guys are doing so much. What can I do to do
Dude,
more?
it starts small.
Yeah,
and
you're
it
right.
snowballs, you
Yep.
know. Come see a show sometime. So at the Syndicate, the other thing we're doing, shameless plug, is just live entertainment every Friday, Saturday night. That's something that was missing in downtown. There's plenty of shopping, there's plenty of food, but we need that entertainment piece. And so, we partnered with our bank, Citizens Federal, who helped us construct the stage. And we've got, Reaganomics, we've got an Elton John cover band, we've got the Menus, we've got some heavy hitting
Sweet.
bands.
Good stuff.
And post-COVID world, man, people are ready to get out and do and party and do stuff. And
Yep.
we're really excited for this summer and what's to come.
Awesome.
We're going to keep the momentum going in Bellefontaine, that's for sure.
Keep it going, my man. Y'all are doing great work. Thanks again
All right,
for your
man.
time, man. And
Thank
this
you.
has been fun. Talk to y'all
Appreciate
soon.
it.